What's going on, guys? Today I want to take you to my push workout that I did with my friends. Before we jump in straight to it, I just want to say that the training program from the video will be linked down in the description below. You don't have to pay for anything, it's completely free. All you need to do is just download it. The first thing we started with was a warm up on the pec deck machine. It's really good for chest pre-activation before you jump into anything else like bench press. We did 15 to 20 reps for one set, and after we moved to bench press where we did another 2 warm ups before our working set. Something you probably noticed is that we kept the jumpers at the beginning because it was too cold in the gym, so we wanted to warm up quicker. The way I like to perform my bench press is by wrapping my palm around my fingers. In that way I lock the bar to me and prevents me from getting pain in my wrist like I used to. It's really important to arc your back but not raise your ass while you do it. That allows you to stick your chest up and really engage with it as you perform the movement. For my working set, I started with 20 kg on both sides, and I know it's not a lot, but throughout the years I used to lift way too heavy, 5 to 6 reps, and that disturbed my chest of growing because I wasn't really engaging with my chest as much as I can now with lighter weight, better form and more reps. So that helps me to keep the tension longer and feel the burn, which is really important when it's down to burn muscle. Each set I did about 8 reps, but really focusing on the squeeze and engaging with my chest as much as possible.
You're stuck so hard in my head. I don't care if there's no chance. I need to find.
If you notice, my brother is actually pushing with the right hand a little bit more than his left, and that's because his left shoulder is still messed up from bench pressing heavy before. Now he prefers to do a decline bench press than flat because it's easier on his shoulder due to the angle of the bench, and he also finds a better chest activation from doing it. Another thing I want to mention about bench pressing that also applies to every chest exercise is that you have to pin your shoulders back and tuck your elbows next to your body, because if you spread them wide open there is a high risk of getting a rotator cuff injury, which is what I used to get all the time before. Also, I like to pose the bar at the very bottom instead of bouncing it, because that helps me to contract my chest before I push the bar up. I just want to quick talk about Bobby because usually he's stronger than us, and as you can see he did manage to get 8 reps on 100 kg, which in my opinion is quite amazing. First, he's only 17 years old and his strength for his age is ridiculous. He did train for strength on this one, and I know what some of you might say that 8 reps is a lot for strength, and yes, I do agree with you, but he was going for 5-6 reps and instead he just managed to get 8 out of it.
if I'm still in your heart. Like devotion, empty notion. Like a roaring ocean, slow in motion. Lay down your troubled mind. We are only kind and will kindly cease to be as we intertwine with the universe and its cosmic symphony.
The next exercise we did is an incline dumbbell press. As I mentioned before, keeping your elbows as close as possible applies to every chest exercise that you do. Me and my brother did up to 24 kg for 8 reps and Bobby went up to 28 kg also for 8 reps. As you can see, I'm going nice and slow while trying to apply the tension at the very top when I squeeze. Now, I used to lift way too heavy before, and if you look closer at the video, you can see how I used to lift 40 kg incline dumbbell press with stupidly bad form. Not only that, I don't do it with a full range of motion, but when I say keeping your elbows tucked in is exactly what I'm not doing in this video. And this is how I injured myself so many times.
Blind devotion, empty notion. Like a roaring ocean, slow in motion. The smoke lingers after fire.
For the next exercise, we did a high cable fly. I really like this exercise because you can keep the tension for a very long time, and the best thing about it is that you can do a crossover and actually reach more muscle fibers where usually you won't be able to reach that anywhere else. The best example would be if I compare this exercise to a dumbbell fly, and this is an exercise which I personally hate because you can't stretch your chest as much since the tension is very high on your shoulders, and when you go deep it's very risky to get injured. I injured myself so many times with dumbbell fly, which is why I stopped doing this exercise completely.
Lay down your troubled mind. We are only kind and will kindly cease to be as we intertwine with the universe and its cosmic symphony. The smoke lingers after fire. The smoke lingers after fire.
For the last chest exercise, we did a low to high cable fly. This is again one of my favorite exercises because this movement allows you to get deeper stretch and target more of your upper chest. You can perform this exercise with a single dumbbell, which is really good as well. Generally I always go for 12 to 15 reps on any cable fly.
loving it. No regrets to keep me up at night. Feel so alive and loving it. I'm too scared, so I finally learned to find. Laughter we cry.